I want to talk to you about TruthFinder. I mean, TruthFinder is a pretty popular personal data website, and some people want to actually get removed from TruthFinder, and it's not really that straightforward. So, in today's conversation, I want to explain to you how to remove your personal data from TruthFinder. So, here are the synopsis I want you to think about. When you think about TruthFinder, I want you to really understand the fact that this is not a very simple process in terms of opting out. Okay, so when you think about TruthFinder Opt Out, this is not a straightforward process. But the thing is that you are able to actually get things done if you are a little persistent. Okay, now truthfinder.com actually is a people search site that collects and shares data about individuals in the US. I mean, they are primarily in the US, even though they started actually expanding internationally into the UK, Australia, South Africa. They are thinking also about New Zealand. Okay, and but the thing is that anyone from telemarketers and government agencies to potential scammers can use this service to run background checks on you by searching for your full name, phone number, email address, or home address. Okay, and people search websites like TruthFinder when you really think about it, not only present a privacy risk because this is a big one, they can also threaten your safety online. Okay, and people connect the owners of TruthFinder and also Instant Checkmate. Actually, they suffered one of the largest data breaches in 2023 when personal data from 20 to 25 million customers was actually leaked online. Think about it, 20 to 25 million customers. So that's a biggie. So the thing is that TruthFinder actually has a business model that's very simple. Basically, the site scrapes and collects data from billions of public records and data broker databases to create comprehensive reports about anyone who uses the internet. On TruthFinder, someone could potentially discover your contact information, your criminal records, including arrest records, financial information, court records, including public data and death records. So that's really, really deep. It can go as deep as that, okay? And somebody can also discover your social media profiles, your internet activity, and much more. So you have a lot of granularity there. And that's scary too, though, by the way. So unfortunately, removing your personal info from TruthFinder is not as straightforward as the company would like you to believe it, okay? And so, of course, I'll show you step by step what you need to do to make sure that your data is once and for all removed from TruthFinder. So here are the steps I want you to really think about. So the TruthFinder website, actually, when you go to the website, you actually have two different opt-out processes for people whose personal information it really collects. So first of all, TruthFinder actually offers you to suppress your data or to delete your data from TruthFinder's database. Okay, now either or, you have to really follow a certain methodology. So suppress your data. Now this option prevents people from, let's say, using TruthFinder to access your information through the service. It does not delete your data from the database though, because you're just suppressing the let's say entries, certain entries. Okay, but your data is still in TruthFinder's database. So that's the first aspect, the first option. Second option, you can delete your data from TruthFinder's database. Now, this option deletes all of the info TruthFinder has collected about you. However, it also removes your suppression requests, meaning TruthFinder can simply re-add you to its database later on. And it does. It has done it in the past, by the way. Because you really have to understand, those websites, they really have built their business model around collecting, processing, and selling your personal data. So it's not in their interest to suppress your data because that's how they make money, right? But the thing is, each TruthFinder opt-out option has its benefits and drawbacks. If you choose to suppress your data, it may still end up for sale on the dark web if TruthFinder suffers a data breach. If you delete your data entirely, you may have to regularly repeat the process in order to stay safe. And also, TruthFinder may create a second profile for you, which can make your suppression or deletion request useless. Okay. Now, that's just the possibilities you have to think about. There is actually a third option, which is actually to sign up for an automatic data broker opt-out service, like LifeLock, Norton, like Aura, like Identity Shield. Okay, and what will happen here is that the service will continuously scan TruthFinder and other data broker sites for your information, and then automatically send takedown requests on your behalf. This way, if TruthFinder re-adds your information or creates a second account by using your name, it will be found and deleted. So that's really like an important element to think about. Let me share with you a few smart moves here. So how do you suppress your personal data on TruthFinder? So suppressing your data on TruthFinder will actually prevent people from finding you in their database, but it will not remove your sensitive information. So to suppress your personal data, you will have to opt out by using a tool provided by People Connect, the company that owns TruthFinder, because things don't happen at the TruthFinder level. They happen at the People Connect level. So that's important to really understand that this sort of hierarchy of let's say hierarchy of program, if you will. So basically, you want to navigate to suppression.peopleconnect.us.login. Okay, and there you have to really do a couple of things. So you want to enter your email address and read through the privacy terms. Now, the privacy terms are kind of convoluted, but hey, listen, take the time to read through them and make sure that you are in agreement. Otherwise, you will sign something that you have no idea about. I mean, people sometimes say, well, nobody reads the fine print. That's true, but that's why they get in trouble. So if you want to avoid getting in trouble, you want to read the fine prints. And so you want to read through the privacy terms, hit submit, and check your email inbox for a confirmation message, okay? And you want to click the verify email link to confirm your email. Like, People Connect wants you to really confirm that you are who you say you are, okay? And so what you want to do, once you confirm your email, the link will send you back to People Connect's website. And there you want to enter your name and email address and click, you want to click on save. So after completing these steps, you can actually verify the results by going back to People Connect's suppression tool and checking, and you can really check the visibility setting. It should really show your information as suppressed. That's really the first way of doing it. Now, simply because it's showing your info as suppressed may not mean that it is actually suppressed, right? You might have to repeat, and you might have to double check, triple check, or quadruple check a couple of days down the road to see that it is actually it is still marked as suppressed. The other option is deleting your data from TruthFinder, right? So deleting your data from TruthFinder will remove it for now. So information can always be re-added, as I said before, or secondary accounts created without your knowledge. I mean, that's the crazy thing, without your knowledge, okay? Which means you're you're trying to polish your reputation online and offline, but you have players, you have operators who are working in the dark to make sure that they're making money off of your personal data. But hey, listen, it is what it is. But so if you want to delete your data from TruthFinder, you can also use People Connect to delete your data permanently from TruthFinder. You can do so through People Connect. However, this will also delete any previous suppression requests you have made, right? As I said before, you have to really monitor the series of suppression requests that you actually placed through People Connect /TruthFinder. So here's how you want to delete your data from TruthFinder. So you want to navigate to People Connect's Privacy Center. You want to actually scroll down to the section titled Right to Delete. Very important, Right to Delete. And there, what you want to do is you want to enter your email address and select Delete My User Data. So you have to be really specific there. And what will happen after the delete request is that you will receive a confirmation email. You want to open the message and click on the link that says permanently delete your account data. That way you have a clear idea that things are actually proceeding the way you wanted them. And a confirmation page will pop up, and you should really receive an additional email confirming your choice. And that's kind of cool because it gives you some kind of like solace, knowing that your request was processed. Okay. Now, if you run into problems completing these steps, You can also request removal manually by writing to privacy@peopleconnect.us or by calling the company at 1-888-245-1655. Again, the number is, we're going to put those two things on the screen. So the email is privacy@peopleconnect.us and the phone number is 1-888-245-1655. So this is actually, those are the two contact points that you need to really keep in mind. So how do you actually prevent TruthFinder from re-adding your personal info? Because again, as I said to you earlier, that's how they make money. So they have an incentive to actually do it. So the best way to completely remove your data from TruthFinder is actually to delete your data and then sign up for a data broker removal service. This service is continuously scan data broker sites and also the list and submit takedown requests on your behalf. I mean, for like $10 a month or $20 a month, you are basically are outsourcing your reputation management to a third party. Okay, and this is kind of cool. I mean, these services are doing a lot of good work, because imagine the time that it will take you personally to actually contact those data broker the sites and actually submit the takedown request. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But if you outsource it, and the thing is, those services, they already have experience. They have the right staff. They have the training. That's what they do for a living. So they have developed some kind of expertise. Okay, so that's really good. Importantly, those services also submit takedown requests to a third-party data broker sites that share information with TruthFinder. So that's kind of cool, because it really breaks down the collaborative, quote-unquote, collaborative elements that you might actually expect. Okay, so since TruthFinder aggregates data from multiple sources, permanently deleting your info from the platform means submitting takedown requests with each and every data source that the service relies on. Okay, so this is something to really think about. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, and also it takes a lot of expertise, because simply because you are an individual submitting takedown requests doesn't mean that the company behind those data broker sites are going to the company is going to listen to your instruction and say, you know what, hey, we're just going to take down this person's data. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes they just drag their feet, hoping that you probably forgot, or just just give up. Let me give you a few permanent tips here. So if you want to keep your private data off of data broker lists, you want to limit what you share with services and companies. This is very important, because data breaches can do serious harm to your online privacy and safety. So the less information you share with services, especially your phone numbers, financial data, etc., the safer you'll be in the event that their databases are actually breached, and they will be breached from time to time, by the way. You also want to remove your personal information from Google searches. So search Google for your name, phone number, and other sensitive information, and then submit a personal data removal request to have, let's say, your data removed from search results. Note that this will not delete your personal information, but it will ensure that it doesn't show up in the search results. Very important to think of it that way. And another thing you can do here is that you want to tighten your social media privacy settings. Okay, I mean, because a lot of info actually about you comes from your social media accounts. That's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Nowadays, social media actually really concentrates a lot of attention, especially when it comes to creating the buzz. The buzz. So that's an important element to think about. Now, you want to make sure your social media profile does not share data about you to the public. So this has to do with the way you set up the way you actually filter your settings. Okay. And even seemingly unimportant details like your date of birth or hometown should be kept private, because why would you share something with strangers? Okay, you wouldn't do it offline, so why are you willing to do it online? Also, you want to delete old accounts. So old e-commerce accounts and social apps may give scammers and fraudsters information about you. So deactivating these accounts and reducing the visibility of your previous purchases gives hackers fewer pieces of data to use against you. So that's kind of cool because, again, going back to solidifying your online footprint, that's really what it is, because you are trying to really make sure that those sites have less info about you. That's really important to think about it that way. And also, when it comes to actually making sure that TruthFinder doesn't find your data again, you want to reduce your overall digital footprint, not just on social media, but your overall footprint. So you can reduce your digital footprint by submitting individual requests to websites that publish information about you, and using a VPN, using a VPN to browse the internet dramatically reduces the amount of info websites can gather on you, right? Because when you have a virtual private network, VPN, you are able to be a little anonymous, right? A bit anonymous. So that's kind of cool. Also, you want to sign up for data breach notifications. So if a website or service you use suffers a cyber attack, your information actually may be at risk. That's for sure, right? And so you need to know the moment this happens so that you can start strengthening your online security and changing your passwords. And this should be your quintessential activities as soon as you hear about the breaches. And also, what you want to do is you want to remove your data from direct marketing and telemarketing lists. So direct marketers can make money by selling their lists to data brokers. And this is and they do it all the time, actually. So in that sense, removing your information from this list and placing your name on the National Do Not Call registry makes you less likely to encounter spam. And see, the thing is that you might be thinking, well, spam is something pretty minor, but spam actually is a pathway towards your identity and also towards your vulnerability. So you want to actually reduce the chances. You also can use email aliases and other data masking tools. So use your primary email address for friends, family, and professional colleagues. And whenever you register for a new service or website, use a secondary email address or a disposable temporary email account. That's kind of important. So overall, preventing data brokers from getting access to your info can be challenging, but an all-in-one digital security service like Norton, like Aura, like Digital Shield, and others can make it much easier. Okay, so you're able to protect your privacy, your identity, your finances. Okay, and you can even use a VPN to do so. So that really gives you a lot of flexibility right there. In conclusion, in today's conversation, I gave you a TruthFinder Opt Out guide. I give you the synopsis, the steps, the smart moves, permanent tips, and the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.